welcome. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great day. So if you guys have watched my previous videos from this weekend, I said that I had an amazing weekend with great sales, and I honestly do believe that hard work is paying off. Also, becoming more knowledgeable with what you're doing is very important. I literally watch all the experienced resellers continuously. I watch what they post, how they post it, what they're picking up, how to actually source for items that will have a good turnaround time with sales. Also knowing how to search like on your eBay for the sell-through rates of stuff. And not only that, also becoming more experienced and knowledgeable as well with style sourcing, because not every time that you go to the Goodwill you're going to be finding items that are name brand items. So you have to be open-minded, and you have to be wanting to learn. In the beginning, I've been doing this, it's going to be 8 months now, the 20th of this month, and I can say I've had sales throughout, but I've always wanted to have continuous sales, and I think that I am getting closer to that. But that's because I believe that my sourcing is also improving, and I am bringing things to my store that are more likable and more searchable, as well as I'm learning how to improve my titles for my items to be found easier for buyers. And I try to be competitive in the market, and I'm also very flexible with negotiating and putting like store sales, and just being very cautious of what items like mine or similar to mine are selling, so that I can be compatible, or if not, competitive as well with those that are in the market for sale. But with that being said, I am super excited because I had 3 more sales today. One of them was this awesome The North Face coat, and if you can see, this is still new with tags. This retails for $160 in the store. I did pay up for it. I paid $24, which that's another thing that I think a lot of us newer resellers are afraid of. It's to pay up for items. But when you do your research, if something really has a good sell-through rate, or it's a very good name brand such as the North Face, and also depending on the model, which is very important, of which item you're selling, that's also very important to look up. But I've seen a lot of videos where they're like, oh, you could barely move a North Face jacket now for like $40. Well, guess what, guys? This one sold today. I literally put this one up maybe 3-4 days ago, and it sold today on eBay for $135, and I paid $24 for it. I knew that this was a good item when I looked it up, and I felt confident buying it. So that is, again, the importance of becoming knowledgeable with what you are sourcing for. And with practice, I think we all will get there. I feel that I'm in a place where I'm being a lot more picky on what I choose, and instead of grabbing things in volume, I will come out of the Goodwill or wherever it is that I'm thrifting with a lot less items, but those items are higher in value. And when you think about it, do you rather have like 100 items that are gonna like sit there forever and you paid $1 or $3 or $4 for, or you can have perhaps like 10 items that will literally make up 2 sales for all those items that you probably have up. So you're working less, you're just working smarter. And that's honestly the goal that I'm trying to go for. I may have a little less, but they're more valuable items, and that's what I'm trying to learn now. So the other piece that sold was actually one of my dollar items, and it's the super nice J. Crew blouse with a keyhole at the front. And this actually sold on Mercari for $25, but I did pay $1.06 for it, so that was a very good profit. And then I have this Neiman Marcus, cashmere men's sweater. This did not have a size tag or a material tag on it. I did put that on my description. I did enclose that in my description, letting the buyer know I also took measurements. So therefore, it did sell on eBay for $25, and I believe I got this for $1 as well. So these were the sales for today, over $150 for one day for myself. That is great because I do this part-time. I cannot dedicate a full-time to it because I do work an 8 through 5, and then I also have my child who goes to sports. Like tonight we had wrestling and we got home almost at 9 p.m. I had to do something I had to cook something for us to eat. I had to clean up and take care of other household chores before actually being able to ship. And now once I finish shipping and I finish uploading this video, I'm going to post some items. So it definitely will be a late night. Like I said, hard work is beginning to pay off, along with the knowledge that I'm beginning to obtain from all the YouTube hours of watching more experienced resellers. So I'm very happy that these resellers, thank you. You get on YouTube and you show us the newer resellers, you know, on how the business works. This is a very profitable business. There's no doubt about it. You just need to give yourself some time. So if you're just beginning, be patient and keep learning. But let's go ahead and ship these off. We're gonna start with this gorgeous coat from the North Face. And this coat is actually going, as you guys know, I do pre-print my labels before filming. That way it just makes it easier. And then in the back of the labels, I like to put the item that it belongs to. So this coat is going to Iowa, and we're gonna ship it off to its new home. And hopefully they will definitely enjoy it in Iowa, because God knows that it is freezing out there right now with this storm, this blizzard storm that's going by. So I think they're gonna definitely put this coat to very, very good use, and I am sure they're gonna be very excited to receive it. I always like to check the pockets of the items that I am shipping out, because you never know if someone could put something in it. I've found handkerchiefs in the pockets, which is pretty gross, and I do take them out with gloves on because I don't want no one's cooties on me. So that's definitely one thing. And then obviously those items that I find with those things inside, I do wash them because I don't want to ship anything out like that. It just grosses me out, really. I mean, I don't know about you guys, regardless whether I buy something new or used, I always pre-wash my clothes. You know, I mean, they do come in trucks and they go through a lot, so better safe than sorry. So this is not going to fit in a regular silicone bag, so we're gonna double bag it with poly mailers. Last night I did a video and I ended up single, like, wrapping, I think it was the LL Bean plaid shacket that I showed in last night's video. And it's so funny because I actually went ahead and redid that whole thing and double bagged it. It just makes me feel more comfortable that if it does not have like a poly mailer, and then, like, I mean, not a poly mailer, that if it's not in a silicone bag and for whatever reason the poly mailer breaks, then your item gets damaged because it'll get wet or whatever. So yeah, so I was kind of happy that I went ahead and repacked that LL Bean. I'm always missing stuff. Let me see. I would like to write something on that postcard, but I actually need a Sharpie because I've noticed that the pen, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I think I have a Sharpie here, yeah. The pen smears and I do not like when it smears. It looks ugly. So let me see if maybe the Sharpie does not smear. So I'm just writing like a nice little note for the buyer that says, thank you for shopping at Sunny Days Shop. And I just put sincerely Janet on it. I just think it makes it more personable. And it's nice when someone I feel takes the time to write a little message that's personally handwritten. It just makes your shop good. That doesn't smear, so that's good. And I'll just put the ink facing upward just in case. But yeah, I mean, definitely has been a good weekend, and hopefully this carries on throughout and it sticks. I'm super excited. Not this weekend or this week because I still have a lot of posting to do, but definitely next week I'm going sourcing, and I bought like a little thing to put on the cart so that I could actually film hands-free, and I'm gonna take it with me and I'm going to do a video and share it with you guys just so that you can see the Goodwill where I go to and how I source my items and what I look for. I think I'm becoming really good at recognizing good fabrics, like good items with good fabrics from far away, and I could usually tell if it's a Free People or if it's some sort of name brand. I could just tell by looking at the material. And I think I'm getting pretty good at that. So it does make sourcing a little easier when you're able to recognize, you know, just good quality items from a distance. And also I love to look at things that stand out. Not that long ago, I sold a designer jacket. They bought that one for $150. I paid $7 for it. But it was wild. I saw it like a mile away, and I think I have actually a video on that. I can't remember. It's Diane something. I can't remember her last name. But, you know, I saw it from far. I knew it was something odd and definitely not common. And when I looked up the designer, all her items sold for over $1,000, but unfortunately the resale price is what they bought my item for. But still, I mean, if you could convert $7 into $150, that's a good deal, my friend. So let's go ahead and put the label on it. I'm gonna put my little sunshine sticker. There's 500 of these. Once these are gone, it would complete my first 500 sales, guys. So if you're interested in going into my stores, they're always in my description. You're more than welcome to go in there and check that out. So the next one is this J. Crew. This one sold on eBay. I mean, sorry, not on eBay, on Mercari. This was one of my dollar items, which was great. And this is going to Washington, D.C. Nice. So I always like to recheck my items. Just the other day, someone ordered a coat and I was so disappointed because usually I'm pretty good in the store about going thoroughly over the items that I'm getting because I don't like throwing away my money. And you know, it happens, you know, you'll get stuff that are damaged and not realize it. And that happened to me with a coat. It actually had a tear right under the armpit. And I was so disappointed because they paid pretty good money for it. And when I was packing it, I saw the tear and I was like, oh my God. So I reached out, obviously, you know, to the buyer that was on eBay, and I explained to her, I'm like, I am so sorry, but I cannot ship this item out. As I was packing it, I noticed that there was a tear on the armpit, and I don't like to sell damaged items. I just don't like to. So I went ahead and canceled the order. I was disappointed. It's actually the first time, believe it or not, that has happened to me. So I canceled the order, and a few days later, I got a message from the buyer. Actually, not a message, a positive feedback from the buyer saying that the order had been canceled because the item had a tear, but because of my integrity, she will definitely come back to my store. So that's how important customer service is and how important it is to be honest with your buyers. Because, you know, people work hard for their money and they don't want to receive something damaged. And if they choose to, you need to be straightforward and upfront about it, because these customers will appreciate your honesty, and like that person, she's gonna come back to my store regardless because I was honest about the item that she had just purchased. So y'all need to keep that in mind. Don't try to be slick and don't try to send something that's damaged without your buyer knowing, because a bad review can lead to you being penalized if you get plenty of those bad reviews. Apart from that, no one wants to shop in a store that's filled with bad reviews, because I know when I do online shopping, the first thing I do is I go and I look at those bad reviews, or not those bad reviews, oh Jesus, I look at the reviews and see what sort of reviews that store has. And let me tell you, I have stopped myself from buying things in certain places because their reviews are horrid. Like, yeah, no, that does not look like a good place. So that's just a little advice for the new resellers that are just starting off. Always be honest. Honesty is the best policy. To be truthful to yourself and to others. Okay, so we got this one ready. Okay. This is going a lot better than last night. Last night, man, if y'all see that video, let me tell you, it was a hot mess. I couldn't get the things right. I'm like, nothing was coming out the way it should. I broke like 2 poly mailers. Ugh, it was just horrid. So let's grab the correct label. This one says J. Crew on it, and we said it's going to Washington, D.C. All right. So the next one up is another, excuse me, eBay sale from Neiman Marcus, as I showed earlier. And this one is going to New York, New York. Fold it up nicely. You know, when I was young, I used to work in retail stores. And I did that while I was in my high school career, if that's what you want to call it. And I remember that sometimes on my day off, my manager would call me and say, hey, there are some customers here and they will not buy anything unless you're here. So I've always learned the importance of great customer service. And I am diehard on that. I work in a medical clinic nowadays, and I am 100% invested into providing great care and attention to my patients when they come into my office and they need to speak to me about something. And people are so grateful and they are so filled with gratitude when they can get an actual human being that wants to listen and wants to help. And not only that, but when you do it with a good attitude, it pays off. Nowadays, you know, customer service has definitely been lost. Everything is automated or through AI. And it's so sad. I deal with these insurances all day long, and there's no customer service at all. So when I, you know, speak up for my patients and they see, like today I had a patient who her husband is very ill. I work in a cancer clinic. I'm not saying where for privacy. And she was so happy when I was able to get on the phone for her, get her husband's treatment approved, and made sure that she was taken care of. She started to cry. And, you know, things like that, to me, there's no money in the world that can pay to make you feel that satisfaction inside of being able to help. And in sales, anything that deals with people, when you have that attention with people, they notice and it will pay off. Because people want to deal with someone that's going to respond. They want to deal with someone that's going to resolve their issue and do it out of their heart, not just do it because it's your job. So with this being said, again, I guess this is all about customer service tonight, guys. Do your job from your heart, be loyal and kind to your buyers, because it will pay off. And if you work somewhere that you're dealing with public, be kind to the public. Sometimes it can be hard because some people are difficult, but that's where you get the experience of knowing how to navigate around these people, how to make them think differently. And it's like a challenge. You know, when I get challenging buyers or challenging patients, people who are difficult, I challenge myself and I tell myself, how can I make this person smile? How can I show them that not everyone is the same? And it's worked for me every single time it's worked. I have to say, it's never really failed. I'll give you guys another example. I had this one buyer who was super rude on the message that he left. Like, up to a couple of months ago, my store was a no return store. So this buyer, he purchased something, it didn't quite fit him the way he wanted. So he left me a very harsh message saying that if I did not accept his return, that I was gonna have to deal with the fire. It was pretty harsh. So I took that to heart, and I'm like, you know what? You catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So I wrote to him a very kind but professional message, and I accepted his return. And a couple of weeks later, there was another positive review. Lord behold, it was that man. And he didn't say much, but he did say, this seller is very accommodating. You know, from someone that was so rude, because honestly he was, it's kind of like, you know, he realized that, hey, not every single seller, you know, is mean or they don't communicate. You know, there's a lot of good sellers out there, and I would consider myself one of those. And I hope that you guys have picked up on this message and the importance of you being great with your customers. So I'm gonna write my little note here because this is from eBay. And off this goes. So I don't even know what time it is right now. It's probably a little late. I haven't even showered. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get some listings posted up. I'm satisfied that I have all my sales for tomorrow packed and ready to go. Because usually I wait till the morning time, but man, let me tell you, the morning is so stressful because I'm trying to get my son up on time, drive him to my mother's house so that I could get to work. Today I was super late to work because it was an accident, because of course school started, so people get all wild on the road. So that was not fun. Took me I was late to work like 45 minutes, so that was not cool. But what can I say? Stuff happens, right? I'll go ahead and put the eBay sticker on there. So did you guys have a good Monday? You know, if you guys enjoy my video and all my chit-chatting and my positive words of affirmations, go ahead, subscribe, give me a like, be kind and share. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny to do things like that. And that's just, you know, help each other out. That's what it's all about, right? Helping each other out. Extend a hand and it will come back to you 3 times more. So they say. Well, you guys have an awesome rest of your night. I'm going to get to posting. Thank you for sticking around if you stuck all the way through the video. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys here soon. Bye.